I was actually thinking, because they have a little component here. I was looking at the rules. I can make my own class by choosing a class skill and 2 special abilities. Am I able to do that?
Sure.
Technically?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Wow, that's easy enough.
Think about it, because it's very basic setup. It doesn't have all the classes, and I used to like to play monks a lot. So I was like, how would I make a monk in this, or how would I make this in that? So I mean, and it's kind of like it's our game. So I mean, you can only get so overpowered, or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all good.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of trying to create some sort of sailor-like character, which would probably just be a fighter mixed with a slight thief. I don't know, take 1 skill from fighter and a couple of skills from thief.
Absolutely.
2 special abilities. All right. If I'm assuming I know how this works, where is my class skill? Because I'm not used to this format at all. I have no clue where anything is.
I'm not either. So class skills. So are you looking at the PDF?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now. I'm at the rules summary part. Yeah. I don't know what the difference between class skill and special ability is, which isn't mine.
So if you look on the actual character sheet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where it says fighters, thieves, clerics, and wizards.
Oh no! Like scroll up to the actual character sheet, and then it lists like skills and special abilities.
Oh, okay. All right. If that's the case, I'm going to take leadership, and my special abilities will be skirmish and lucky.
Cool. Ooh, re-roll it. That's cool. Also, if you slide over to in my server's Howdy, you'll see there's a world at the very bottom. There's a World of Dungeons fillable PDF if you want to.
Yeah, I'm actually on it right now.
Okay, cool. So then. I spent like an hour putting all the stupid things in there because I'm like, there was none on the internet. But I'm like, I play online, so we're going to need a fillable one of these. So that'll help you remember.
I appreciate it.
And I'm not good. Like, this is the first time I've ever run this game. So it's going to be interesting. So, I mean, we're all in it together. It's kind of fun. So you knowing what your character does is going to help me because I'm not going to remember everybody's character. But so that's cool. So Sailor, the cool thing about this is also it's like the game doesn't really need to give you mechanics that you can because you can just say what you do. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be a sailor, you can be a sailor. Like you can
that's
act.
Perfect what I mean.
Yeah, totally, and it just makes sense. So everyone has.
And as I understand it,
go ahead.
We're going to have 2 skills, right? Because we get to select 1 skill just in the process of character creation, and then a class awards us another skill.
Yeah.
So at level 1, we should have 2 skills and 2 abilities.
Right. And in the one bug in this thing is the cleric. Apparently, they gave you 2, so you don't get to choose one for the cleric. So it's not like the cleric gets 3.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
So I need to choose 2.
Yeah, or because clerics get to cipher and heal, and you're like, wait a minute. You said, but right before then you said you get one and you get to choose one, so you can just choose whatever you want.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean?
Should we roll now for our attributes, or have people already rolled?
Yeah, no,
I haven't rolled yet. I don't.
Okay,
you guys.
I have rolled, so I'm glad.
The way the rules say,
chat do you roll?
You can roll right in here, right in the words.
Okay,
if you want. If you have real dice, you can roll real dice too. That's totally cool. There's only who would cheat. I always laugh because I'm like, yeah, real dice. What about cheating? I'm like, who cheats at a RPG? Why?
Yeah,
there's no winning this. It's not. It's fun. So the rules specify like you roll straight down, like strength, int, dex, whatever. But I'm saying we roll them, and you can either choose or you can flip. So 7 means you're +1 to something. So if you're going by the rule, I say you just go down the thing, and at the end you can flip 2 of them, whatever you want. So
what I'm thinking is I'm just going to just say roll 2d6. Is there a way to say 5d6? Yeah, I can say 5d6, right? Because it's technically 6 rolls. So I'm just going to do that.
But I think it sums them. So I think there is a way to do it.
But it gives you just oh, you're right. But it gives you the individual numbers. So I got 5 and 2. Oh, you're right. I'll just do them.
Yeah.
I'll just do them naturally.
Yeah, that's cool. So 7 is +1 to something. Another +1.
Okay, I like these rolls are interesting. That's a good roll.
Okay, so here's one. I didn't say it yet because it doesn't happen. But if you get Snake Eyes, I think now you get a -1 to one of your stats.
Oh, let's go. That's great.
It's super fun. But so I still think critical fails are in this game because I think it's fun. 6 means 0. Come on, give him a high number. Oh, there you go. That's 2.
Oh, I got a 10. That's actually a +2, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool.
I've rolled. I can't count. Let's see how many times I've rolled. 3, 4, 5. I need to roll one more time.
Yep. And a +1.
And a 7.
That's a nice roll.
So
man.
I've got it.
That's a nice.
It's not too bad. I actually got lucky 7s. No, I didn't. I got 2 7s. I'm a liar.
Well, you got 1 0, 1 -1, a bunch of 2s. No, just a 1 2 and a couple of 1s. That's good. I thought about coming up with like a basic stat line, and -1 would have definitely been in there because it's fun to be bad at something, right?
I mean, it builds character, right? Usually, when my characters have crappy stats in one area,
yeah,
it's part of their lore. And I'm going to now. Okay, everything that's a 10 or 11 is a +2. Everything that's a 5 to a 7 is a +1, and everything below that is a -1.
So it's 6 to 9 is a 1.
Okay.
And then no, it's sorry, 7 and 9 is a 1. 6 and lower is 0. But you had one. You had 1 Snake Eyes, so that's a -1. And then your 10 is a 2. So you got a 2, a couple of 1s. You got 1 +1 +1 +2, 0, -1 +2. Wait, no, that's not right.
Okay.
So you've got a 7, a 2, which is a -1, a 0, and a 2. That's a great roll, actually. That's super good.
All right. Okay. I'll just show you what I have, and I'll see if it makes sense. I already know that the 2 goes into the strength because that might help.
Strong. Perfect.
I got 3 1s. I'm gonna say he's gonna go into charisma. Con.
Ooh, Yulia nails the 12, man. She gets a +3.
No kidding.
What are
Right?
they? Oh my god, this feels good.
Sweet. Yeah, I like the rule where you just roll your 6 stats and put them where you want. I think, especially
that's what I'm doing.
You guys want to. It's fun if it depends if you want to roll a specific character or not, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think this is fun.
I'm not interested in doing that. I'll make it work because if my character comes out hella smart, but they want to be a sailor, it's gonna be fun. Well, then a sailor can be smart, but you know what I mean. Where should my final one go?
Oh, you guys are used to sidekick. Okay, I used to know how to do sidekick. It's been a long time.
Sidekick is just a dash. I'll show you what I'm doing. Dash.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I've used them both. I just haven't used it for a while. I know there's a. Oh, wait, I think I got it. There is. I just haven't used it for a while.
I got that.
Here we go. I think it's. Oh, that was with Vari. I used a different dice roller before. Where is it? I'm sure I have it somewhere. Nope, I don't. Because I actually asked the guy that wrote Sidekick.
Oh wow!
To do this, because I was like, I want to be able to roll all the stats at once. Oh, I used to have it at stats. Let me see if I still have that. I do not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We already rolled them.
Okay.
I'll remember that for next game. So
for equipment, I'm assuming do we start off with equipment or do we should buy it? Because we started with 60 silver pieces, so I'm assuming we just use the money automatically for our equipment, or do we do it?
I mean, the way the rules work, and I like this kind of. You start off with 60 silver, and so the only apparently we'll play it like that because it's funny, but like the only monetary system is silver in this game for whatever reason. So spend it however you want.
Okay. All right. Because I'm thinking just how funny it is that it sort of gives me this weird. If you've played Final Fantasy 1 or any of the original Final Fantasy JRPGs, your character just has nothing.
Yeah,
they have literally nothing. And so it's just really funny that they just got nothing. Okay, I'll work with that. I like it.
Yeah. And there's not much to buy, really. Nobody's a wizard, so that's interesting. We have a cleric, though.
God bless a cleric. I'm not sure what I want to get.
It's fun.
Maybe we should do equipment in world, or role playing, or
fine.
we just buy it beforehand.
I mean, you probably want a weapon, right? I mean, it depends. Like, maybe you want rope, maybe you don't. So, Dungeon World has a cool mechanic where you get a bag of shit, and when you need it, whatever you pull out of that bag, it's like Felix's bag of tricks. I need some rope. Oh, I happen dig my hand into the bag, pull out rope. I have rope. Mark it down on your sheet. Now you have, less uses of that. But so you can do it like that if you want. But
so it's sort of a random name generator and just gives me whatever.
Yeah. So you're like, I need caltrops. All of a sudden I have them. But
I mean, I could do that. But that doesn't sound too much fun. I'd rather work for it. I mean, at least a little bit.
Yeah, that's true too. But so where we are in this game is going to be kind of in a it's going to be in a tower, let's say. So it's kind of getting items won't be easy. If that helps you guys, but like, I don't know what you'd actually need. For me,
I'm actually thinking of sort of altering one of the items, because I'm probably going to just buy a short bow, but I'm going to change it to just a slingshot, sort of weaponized slingshot.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, so those are just like examples of the mechanics that a weapon would do. It can be whatever you want. Notice also that there are pistols and guns, which I think is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was wondering that too, because most Dungeons and Dragons worlds don't, or concepts of Dungeons and Dragons don't have guns.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, is this sort of, a world with guns and dragons? It's just really, that's actually a long rhyme. That sounds like a song. Guns and Dragons? So I was thinking that's right.
But I mean,
that does sound like a song.
It's mechanically the same as a bow, right? So you're going to roll on dex a lot for that.
Oh. Okay.
Remember that, by the way. So so that's a volley, as it's called in Dungeon World. So when you use like a bow and arrow or a slingshot, you'll roll dex, not strength.
Okay, I'm gonna switch. Can I switch strength and dex between each other?
You can do whatever you want, man. Like, it's your character.
All right, I'm just gonna do that permanent switch.
Also notice, and this is something that's easy to overlook. If you look at light weapons, it says may be wielded as a secondary weapon, allowing you to re-roll damage once per attack, which is, I think, a very cool mechanic. Instead of you get double damage, you can roll And I would say you roll, and if it's a low roll, you can re-roll, but you're stuck with that roll, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I think
I
that's
see.
a great way to do two-handed fighting.
Would a punch dagger or a katar, I think they're called, would that count as the light weapon, just with the regular daggers?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, right? Like, it's from my monk days. These are all like,
Ooh.
finesse weapons or short weapons. Also, two-handed fighting is cool in this. Where is that?
Mm-hmm.
So you can obviously can't have a shield or be carrying a torch, but you use two hands, including two-handed swords. Where is the two-hand mechanic? I can't remember where it is now. D6 plus 1 must be wielded in main hand if you're using a martial weapon. Great weapons, 2d6. Just d6 plus 2 uses two hands. So it's a great weapon. I would suggest like any two-handed weapon could also do. So you get an extra, a plus 1 using a two-handed weapon. That's kind of cool. So again, like my example of if I played a monk, I would have a spear and I would use it with two hands as a monk.
That's common.
Totally would.
Mm-hmm.
So D6 plus 2 because you're using both of your hands. I also love the armor thing, the way they do armor in this, because armor just negates points. Yeah, just subtract points from damage. That's what armor does. I love that. Like, let's not get too complex with this. So no, this is totally cool.
And our initial starting agreement or starting equipment comes out of the silver, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
60 silver.
At least I think so.
It's fun because it makes you think about kind of, I don't know, what do I value? Right? Armor is
Question:
expensive.
what type of world is this?
What's what?
Yeah, Brian, what kind of world is this? Just to get a context.
So it's going to be like a fantasy world. The theme of this is going to be time based. There's a big time element to this. Not like we're being timed, but like time travel. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to ask. So one of you guys is going to basically write the intro for me. I'm not sure which one, but we need to find a way that we're all. So there is a. Well, I don't want to get into it just yet, but let's just say there is a wizard that is a famous wizard someone you probably all know about this person, but one person knows where to find this person. So that's what's going to be interesting about it. And so we need to weave that in somehow. I don't know if... Did anyone... Well, actually, Yulia, you might have... What are your skills?
It says, I get 2 skills and 2 abilities. So skills are Decipher and Heal. And then special abilities, I'm going with Bless and Cure.
Cool. Bless and Cure. So Decipher is cool. Tell me how you envision Decipher.
That's a good question. I haven't given it a whole lot of thought. I can't actually... Where is it? I can't find a description for Decipher, but I would imagine if you are familiar with codes and symbols and runes and things like that, you have the learning to be able to figure out what they say, or
awesome.
You can read signs and things.
Yes, I totally agree. That sounds awesome. So, in your, did you go to school or something, or how did you become a cleric? Right.
Yulia was basically raised from the very, when she was 4 or 5 years old, she was given over to an order of I guess monks isn't quite the right word. Maybe nuns would be better, but a group of clerics who specifically worship the goddess of light and healing. And so she's been sort of cloistered in this order for her entire life. I haven't decided on how old I want to make her, but let's just say 25. So she's still fairly young. But she has no experience with the outside world whatsoever. She's been very sheltered, and this is her. She's been sent out basically to bring the word and heal the sick, and feed orphans. That's her mission.
Cool. I like this. So, Gorath is a fighter, so he probably. I like to decipher things. I think you might be the one that knows about this. And we'll go through. I'll have questions for all you guys about your characters. But
I know about things.
What's that, Gorath? What was that,
I know
Gorath?
about stuff.
Cool. So while you guys are rolling and buying stuff, Yulia, so somewhere in the order, you said that it was the goddess of light and healing, right?
Correct.
And that's are we calling it order? What did you want to call it? Order?
Good question. I would go with order.
Sure. It doesn't have to be massive canon. We can let's just say everything's in pencil.
We can work on it.
Yeah. So, somewhere in your order, you'd heard about, and let me bring up my text. You've heard about a relatively famous at least, wizard that's known as the Time Wizard, and her name is Naven Mag. And Naven Mag, and this is like 100 years ago. So it's, it's a lore thing. So you had read, you'd probably known about it. Maybe you had some, read books about it or something. Mm-hmm. So this Naven Mag, she was, quote unquote, the Time Wizard, which is hilarious. That she thinks is a stupid
Time Wizard, go!
Time Wizard, exactly. Super dumb, but that's what the public named her, whatever. It turns out she blew herself up.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Oh.
So
that is unfortunate.
Right. She's known, and the reason she's popular and renowned is she came up with a way to do parallel spellcasting. So she made it so she can, I had that wrong. She made it so she can cast 2 spells at once, which is pretty rad.
Oh.
So that's why she was famous. She was doing experiments for, we don't really know why. And she blew up her tower with her in it. And so she was lost to the ages. But occasionally, as the story goes, her tower reappears, being a time wizard. But nobody knows really where it was, right? Except someone, we're going to say you, figured out where the tower will reappear. Using your decipher, you figured it out. So you tell us how you figured it out, or where it's going to appear. So you don't have to tell us right now because once we play, but you're going to be leading this group to this wherever this is. Let's say.
Okay.
Is that cool?
I will think it over. Do you have any, or does anybody else have any particular idea of what kind of environment we want to be playing in? I mean, is this going to be your standard medieval type fantasy, provincial, castles and stuff, or is it going to be different? I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe we can combine it. It being as the game clearly indicates there's guns, I do think we can have a sort of, and the time travel component, I'm thinking what we can do is sort of have a sort of open hub world where you just have the general medieval-ish things, but there's a time travel component where you can pretty much travel this almost dystopian future with chrome everywhere. I'm thinking as a sort of starting point. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say. I thought I was just looking just to talk. I want to make sure I have a point here.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm pretty flexible, but yeah. So okay, and you said that this tower, I've deciphered or I figured out where it's going to reappear. Does it? Is the tower? Is the location of the original tower known or unknown to the general populace?
It probably would have been known because I made a dumb little news post this morning because I thought it was funny. So this is what you would know. This is like the clipping that you would have, seen.
Okay.
So you can read that, and you tell me where it is.
Okay. I will think about it. I think it would be cool if it just, like if it's been gone for a long time, then I imagine that there is something that has taken over the spot where it used to be. So it would be kind of shitty if a tower just sort of dropped on you like Dorothy's house and you're the Wicked Witch.
Totally.
That would suck.
That would definitely suck.
Time. Wizard.
Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah, I agree.
Tim May Wizard.
Time Wizard.
It's awesome. This is going to be a fun game.
Oh yeah, Chronomancer. That would be a cooler name than Time Wizard.
Mm-hmm. I think it just in my mind, like the public labeled her Time Wizard. She hates it. Probably.
Yeah.
Right? Like, 'cause it sounds so dumb, but like that's funny. Also, just for the so this is actually a one shot that somebody else wrote that I'm just like tweaking because I thought it would be fun. I read this and I was like, that'd be a pretty fun one shot actually, but we'll see.
Nice.
I've never run it, so I have no idea. And I think we're just going to.
I'm sure we'll do fine.
Question, just for armor, I got light armor, so I just put a 1 there, I assume, in your armor?
Yeah, and so every time, like, if we're dealing out damage, I'll just say what the roll is, and then you just take off 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see very quickly that you guys are not going to have that many hit points.
I would have been surprised. I was actually looking at that. I have no clue how hit points work, but
right. So in this one, I was thinking of tweaking that too. Like they have you roll an amount of dice. Like the mechanic in the book is so you get a hit dice on level 1, and you get a hit dice for your con. So like say you had 1 con, you'd roll 2 dice, right? So roll and you can keep up to your level amount of those dice. So in this case, you guys are level 1. I just rolled a 4 and a 6. I would keep the 6. Right?
Yeah.
So, but in my mind, I wanted to borrow from 5e because it's like if you walk around with 4 hit points, that's like, I'm afraid I'm going to kill you guys too quick. So like, I suggest we start with just like in 5e, like you start with your max, which would be 6 in this 6 plus con. That makes more sense to me. So like, and that gives you a little mechanic for having better con anyway. But so you start with 6 plus your con as your HP. Everyone does, and then and then we'll use the mechanic from the game. In the future, we would roll multiple hit dice. It's actually kind of cool, except it's not a big number, which is a little disturbing, right? You're like, wait, I have 7 hit points? I don't feel very strong there.
Yeah.
Gorath thought he had 13 hit points because he added the 3 together.
I think. I think for mine, I think I'm pretty good in terms of what I want for my character. I've kind of figured it out.
Cool.
After some time. Yeah, I think they're good for me.
Cool. So, let's start with your name. What's your name?
Yeah, so my character's name's Alston Cabin, but they go by McMuffin.
McMuffin?
Yeah, McMuffin.
Okay. I'm writing McMuffin. I don't even know what the other name is.
Yeah, perfect. Because they kind of look like a McMuffin. I just literally thought of McMuffin as the first nickname, and I said that's perfect.
McMuffin, sure.
I'm just trying to imagine somebody who looks like a McMuffin. It's kind of difficult.
I don't blame you. I'm thinking about just how they dress. I can explain that later, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
their
so
name's Alston. Yeah, continue.
Okay, McMuffin, tell us about your character a little bit. Like, what are your skills?
So my skill is just leadership, and their special abilities are skirmish and lucky. Weapons are slingshot. Actually, I can just send you a screenshot of what I actually am looking at right now.
Sure. Just throw it in chat. Take a screenshot and throw it in chat. That'll help everyone.
Yeah.
Like, give us a little flavor. Like, you're a sailor, right?
Yeah, I just changed it a little bit because they're sort of sailor in training because they're young and they haven't done any of it. Mm-hmm. But to give some context, my character is from a small port town, extremely small, very local. You probably, if you're an adventurer, pass by it, not caring about it. Mm-hmm. He's worked in this port town his whole entire life with his family. He's a relatively happy young man / child. He's around 19, 20. Mm-hmm. And for most of his life, he's been relatively happy. But at one time, as he was growing up, he said, hey, I want to leave this small town. I've been in this port town my whole entire life. I want to see the sea. I want to see all these beautiful things. So a lot of it's coming from a sense of, I want to get out there and see the world. But in particular, in context to the plot, so maybe we can weave this in later on if we have more games. They had trouble time reading because that -1 wisdom and 0 intelligence is helpful. Heard of this person named Ripley? Ripley Drace, a famous sailor / pirate who's almost lived centuries and centuries of a journey. They've lived about countless journeys, and there's loads of books from hundreds and hundreds of years. So my character is pretty much saying, I want to find this person. And so with the 60 silver that his family of merchants gave him, and port towners gave him, he set off on a journey from a small little port town.
So Ripley Drace is a famous character?
Yeah. This is not a reference. It's just a random character I created out of the middle of nowhere. And I say, yeah, Ripley Gunner is what they go by. Gunner Drace is a famous pirate / sailor, and there's about a lot of text about them, even in McMuffin's local library. There's loads of knowledge and loads of textbooks on this person, and they've been reading about them since their childhood. So he's saying he wants to go look for them, especially if they've lived for what feels almost 500 years.
Okay, and so McMuffin grew up in Port Town, so he had read all about Ripley Gunner Drace, right?
Yep. Ripley Gunner Drace.
I'm assuming Ripley was a gunner on a ship.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A famous gunner.
So McMuffin grows up in this port town, sounds like. And I'm asking. These are questions.
Yeah.
McMuffin grows up in this port town. So he has some skill. He's learned some skills that one would learn in a port town, maybe. Mm-hmm. And wants to find Ripley Gunner, and so goes off and joins becomes a sailor?
No. They sort of just pick up a map and say, I want to go to a random town, and I'm just going to go anywhere, and we're going to figure it out from there. They didn't have a plan. They just said, Mom, I'm leaving. Father, I'm leaving. Family, I am leaving. And they just left. They do not think this through. There's a reason why they have a -1 in wisdom and a 0 in intelligence. They have the heart. They don't got the.
So my question is, Did he actually get on a boat, or did he just? I'm just going to go. I want to be a sailor, but I'm not getting on a boat in a port town. I'm just going to walk through the woods.
Well, they're from a port town, but they sort of said, I don't want to do that. And they're not even a sailor. They call themselves a sailor because their class is technically villager.
Cool.
I'm working it out. Long story short,
No, it's okay.
they think they're not.
So can we call him McMuffin, the apprehensive sailor?
Yes, McMuffin, apprehensive sailor is definitely something I'm totally saving.
Awesome. I love that. Super fun. Cool.
Okay, yeah. So they just picked up a map of the world and said, "I'm gonna go to a what's your character's name? I'm trying to pronounce it.
I know.
I don't know.
Yulia Mull's daughter.
Yulia and Molza. And where are they? Exactly? Don't you ask it?
Good question. I'm assuming that I would probably, I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not sure of the setting yet.
Yeah, maybe we can do is just say that your monastery is relatively close, and my character's looking
Probably.
at the map and says, "Huh, a monastery. I don't know what that means. Those are some big words, but I want to go there." And they just set off. Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it.
I think that's a good plan.
Awesome.
All right.
What do you think, Brine?
I love it. I think it's great. Cool. So that's how you guys run into each other?
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
So what was
Yulia
it
would've-
you just happened to pick her town that she's from?
Yep, they had a pen and pencil, and they said, I'm just gonna go, because they are not very exposed to the world. They've been pretty much sheltered in their hometown, barely having seen the outside world. So they chose something that they don't know anything about. Yeah.
Yulia, what's your town's name?
I actually didn't give it a name, but let me pull up my random name generator.
What's the
and
town
we're
you
gonna
guys
hope
met
for
in?
the best.
Is that what you're naming? Name the town that you guys met in. That's cool.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna use a random name generator and hope for the best.
Worcestershire.
It's even cooler with the echo, actually.
I mean, it would work.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know. I have no idea about names. I got this weird name. I'm gonna just show it. Enjoy.
You're sailing out, so it's going to be another port type town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love a mirror.
I really
There's
just,
a
I
mirror
just
window.
randomized it. There's some random stuff. How about we just? Yeah, I think
Just shorten it to Lida
Lubo.
or
Lubo.
That works.
Lubwa.
Lubo.
yeah. How
Town
about
of Lubo.
yeah, the town of Lubo? How about we could say we met at the town of Lubo?
You got it.
Sure.
Lubo it is.
Yeah. And it's a general town. There's nothing. Let's say there's nothing special, but let's say it's in between from my port town. So let's say we have a map, and in this map we're in one part of the world, and my port town is near a huge what's it called? Body of water. And
Okay.
there's one way out from the town, and in between you get to Lubo, and in between and after that is your monastery. So we kind of met there.
Okay, that works for me.
But okay, so Yulia's monastery is not in Lubo.
No,
Not
no.
in Lubo, but
Okay, got it.
near enough that it's within traveling distance. I'm going to say that this is like she just headed to the nearest town in order to collect some adventurers to help her find this tower.
Cool.
Oh,
So she-
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Huh?
Okay, one sec. Just some house cleaning here. Writing some stuff down. I'm a better typist than I am. Using a pencil or a pen is just drudgery for me. Cool. Let's see. Do I have any more questions for McMuffin?
Yes.
Or you?
I love it.
I think I'm good so far. Gorath.
Gorath is a half-orc.
Half-orc. Nice. Nice.
Yeah. How it happened was, I don't know who my real parents are, but I was abandoned at birth. But it happened to be that there were some humans who came and found me.
Mm-hmm.
And they raised me as their own for as long as they could handle, which happened to be the age of 4. Then the humans realized that raising a half-orc really isn't all it's cut out to be. I may have burned down the house on more than one occasion. So they went and brought me to a forest, and then they left me there. But it's okay, because I was discovered by a tribe of orcs, who then raised me from the age of 4 into adulthood as an orc. So I learned the ways of combat and fighting and meanness and that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, they didn't like that I was still kind of nice to people, because I didn't really outgrow that from my human parents. They was nice before they left me, and they told me that being nice to people is good, and I want to be good. So not too long ago, I was exiled from my tribe because I spared the lives of some of our enemies. They want you to kill them all. I didn't want to. It seemed all right. I didn't think they needed to be killed, so I just told them to run away. They died anyway, but...
Wait, who are the people?
Oday's dead.
No.
Who was the people we was fighting?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
We was going to a local small village, and in order to buy stuff, we didn't buy it. We just took it with our swords.
Got it.
So we was going on a shopping trip, as I like to call it, but that involved killing people and taking... But I didn't want to kill these people because they didn't seem to have a lot of stuff, and they was mighty scared of me. So I let them go. And then the orc said, "You can't do that. You can't be letting people go." And I said, "Well, I just did. What you going to do?" And they said, "You can't come back." And I was sad because I still wanted to be with them. But they said I couldn't come back. And they said if I did, they'd kill me. So now I've been wandering around trying to figure out how human stuff works. I found out pretty quick that killing people and taking their stuff is not the way that you...
Cool.
That's not the kind of transactions that...
Sorry, go ahead. You cut out for a second. I thought you were done.
No, I mean...
Keep going. I love this.
So I've traveled around trying to make a living and figure out my place in the world, and have found myself in a town of Lubba. So I'm here, and I probably would have a sign, like in the main area where people gather, that says, if you can beat me, I will give you some monies, and if I beat you, you give me monies. And so that's how I'm trying to make monies.
So of your 60 silver, how much do you have left? or plus?
I have none. A weapon and an armor costs exactly 60 silver.
I thought you meant you just lost like a bunch of fights. Cool.
No one has challenged me in 3 towns.
So Gorath, why did you burn down your house?
It was accidental. I saw the fire and I liked it, so I wanted to make more of it. So I took that and I put it on like a kitchen rag, and the kitchen rag went up in flames. And then I kind of panicked because it was burning and it kind of hurt. So I just threw the kitchen rag away and I was only 4, but I gave it a good war cry. I went, "Rah!" That was probably what I sounded like right then. It turns out I threw that onto the and once the curtains went up, the rest of the house went up right quick because it was.
So now I'm wondering if I accidentally burnt down the house is kind of similar to shopping means taking and killing, which I love.
Well,
Awesome.
I've not killed many people.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out that the killing is not part of it, but I don't think I've quite figured out how. Because if I need something, I need something. So I'm just going to need it, even if I haven't got.
Awesome.
I don't
what
quite
were
know
some
how
of-
currency works.
Sorry, man. I don't mean to be cutting you off. It's just like the thing is the Discord is cutting you off. So I thought you were done. What were your skills and abilities? Out of curiosity.
Oh yeah. So I have athletics and awareness for 2 of my skills. And then my special abilities are skirmish and tough. So I have +1 to, I think, damage is what skirmish is, and then also any armor I'm wearing counts as 1 less.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing light armor, but because of skirmish, it acts as though I'm wearing no armor.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I have a fast speed.
Cool.
And then tough gives me +1 to armor. So I've got 2 total armor.
Awesome.
With a fast speed.
Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna have to...
And then
Go ahead.
my attributes, I'm very strong in strength and constitution. I've got a 2 for those.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 1s in dexterity and wisdom, and then 0 for...
Cool. Tell me about your weapon.
My weapon is an axe. So, once I got out of the tribe, they made me give them my oak sword. But then I was going along and I saw a person that was using this really big thing, and he cut down a friggin' tree with it. And I'd never seen nobody cut down nothing that big. So I said, I got to have me that. So I went up to him and I said, give me that. And he said, no. And I said, yes. And then he went to go away. He went to run away. So I just grabbed it.
So you went shopping for the axe.
I went orc shopping for the axe.
I love it. Cool.
He seemed fun.
Awesome. That's gonna be fun. Let's see.
I mean, he was moving. It was kind of twitchy movement, but he was moving.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Awesome. Yeah. So the game kind of sucks at speed mechanics. So, like, I'm gonna say you might like no one has the skill react. I don't think, unless you do. Nobody took that, right?
I don't.
Or
Nope,
whatever
it's fine with that.
Nope.
So, okay, so I'm going to try to remember, like... I mean, this game doesn't really have turns, so, like... Which I love. It's just going to be more whoever's standing where, whoever sees something, that sort of thing. But I'll try to remember that you're fast. You're probably faster than everybody else. Although, nobody else has armor, do they?
I have armor, but it's skirmish.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I have light armor.
Cool.
Same here, light armor.
Okay.
And skirmish gives you lighter, right? Like so you have basically no armor, but you have armor. So you guys are all fast.
Yeah.
Good. Cool. Okay. Oh, I have not been keeping us on chat.
Yeah, that's mine. My bad.
That's cool. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Why don't we take a quick break? Maybe we'll come back and kind of like describe our characters, maybe just like a little bit, like what you look like and that sort of thing. And maybe Yulia, you will have a plan of where we're going.
Okay, I will definitely use my break time wisely.
Cool, I will too. So like 5-ish minutes, 5-10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
I will do
That's this many.
that. Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna put myself on mute then.
Yep.
That makes it so you drop the lowest 2 dice.
Yeah. What are we rolling for? We're just rolling.
I'm experimenting with it, making sure things.
That's a mighty big word, babe. Experimenting.
Experimenting.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't talk like this when I'm not in character, but it's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
I was wondering, are you in character?
I don't know. I think it makes it almost funnier when you have a character who normally doesn't use those kinds of words and then just randomly busts out with like obsequious or something like that, and everyone in the party just slowly looks at them like, where the hell did that come from?
It's awesome. Yeah, so I should have grabbed a better, looked up these bots and found a slightly better thing. And some of them have like, you can, I don't know, it doesn't matter. The roll one is so easy. It's like, okay. And we're pretty much doing 1d6, 2d6 all the time. So cool. So everyone's back. Yulia, did you have enough time to think about where we're going?
I think so.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to
so
describe our characters a little?
Go ahead. What was that?
Did we want to describe our characters a little, like what they look like or anything? I mean, we could, or we just.
Yeah.
Sure. Then you go first, Yulia.
No, I'm good with that. Cool. Okay. I know with the name like Yulia Maulsdaughter, you're probably picturing like freaking Valkyrie looking person, but she's fairly tall, but she has a very neat appearance. Like she looks very out of place, and currently she's in the tavern, and she absolutely stands out because she's just got these long white and blue robes, and she has these really long black braids, and she's got her holy symbol is hanging from her neck.
Ooh, what's your holy symbol?
She's kind of good question. I haven't figured out what I want it to look like exactly. I'm picturing something kind of runic, but I haven't designed it yet. I can give a sketch and post it in Discord once I do. But I kind of imagine her as kind of Middle Eastern looking. She's got that kind of she's spent a lot of time inside, so she's paler than she would be normally, but she's still fairly medium dark skinned. What she's doing right now, she's read enough adventure stories to know that if you want to find adventurers, you absolutely have to go to the tavern. That's just where they all congregate. And so she has set herself up in a table at the tavern, and it looks kind of like a kid with a lemonade stand. Like she's got a little sign on the table that says "Help Wanted Adventurers," and she's sitting there with her hands folded like you would like a student at their desk, and she's just smiling around the room, just like, "Come and talk to me. I need help." But the few people who have actually come up to talk to her, she gives them her little spiel, and they ask how much the pay, they ask how much the pay is, and that's when she says, "Oh, well, I can't actually pay you up front, but we're going to go someplace where there's definitely going to be, cool stuff to find, and you can probably find some things there to make it worth your time." And they're basically like, "Well, no, we're not going to go without upfront pay or promise of a certain amount." So they just kind of have been giving her a wide berth. So she's just kind of sitting by herself, just like desperately hoping that she can find someone.
Awesome.
Oh, and she asked the bartender for apple juice, and he looked at her like she had a second head. So she has water.
I feel like she's like sitting there with she has like little pins or something like
little what?
Like a little lapel pin, like everyone that comes up. Well, here's your pin.
Yep.
Hi. Here, like a little token or something. That'd be super fun. Mm-hmm. She didn't.
Yep.
Cool. That sounds great. Who wants to go next?
I'll give it a shot. I just actually finished creating wrote out kind of what my character looks like with this picture from a game I played. So I'm going to just share it in the group chat, and then I'll build onto it as we go. And sent. Let me know if you can open it. Yeah, so I think my character is sort of he's never been inside of a bar. He's never actually been inside of a bar. And he was just kind of following where all this ruckus is going. What time of day do you think it is? Do you think it's morning or evening?
Let's see. I'm gonna say
because I'm thinking the bar is packed right now.
Right. In this setting, I'm gonna say that it's like noon. Let's say.
Okay.
And the bar would be packed anyway.
And we have a bunch of sailors unloading into the bar or something. Like they've just finished with their duties and they're going to unwind, and that's why it's packed.
Yeah, I like that idea. Okay. So they're sort of walking into the bar, unsure, kind of confused, and everyone kind of just looks at them because they look kind of crazy. So my character, they're wearing they look pretty much as if they're a sort of a mixture between a street rat looking fella and they're just kind of confused. So they wear a pair of overalls, brownish overalls. I kind of said that the color scheme of it looks like a McMuffin, which is why they're called McMuffin. But no one actually knows what that is in this world. So they call it an egg sandwich. So their overalls have this color scheme, and they have a weird pot on their head because they just had it as a child. And everyone's kind of just staring at them. And yeah, so
your character's a pothead.
Yeah. Not literally, but you can call him that.
I know.
Yeah, so they walk into the bar, look around. Wow, I've never been in a place like this before. This is, and he's looking for someone to just look at them. Anyone that could just sort of take the tense situation off because everyone's just staring at them because... Yulia immediately looks up and just waves enthusiastically. And my character sort of notices Yulia. Yeah. McMuffin looks up. Oh, whoa. Is that an angel? I've read whole books about that. That's kind of how he looks. Okay. No, not kind of. That's just how his expression is. So, whoa. Whoa, you're an angel?
Yulia's expression is now posted in the chat.
Awesome.
And he runs over to Yulia. Whoa! I've never seen an angel before. I didn't know that stuff like that actually existed. It's amazing.
Yulia definitely looks kind of taken aback, but she kind of recovers herself quickly and says, "Oh no, I'm a servant of Our Lady of Light, Altrusa. I'm here seeking adventurers. Are you an adventurer?"
I suppose I am. I've actually never left my hometown. This is my first time being out on my own. But
Me neither. That same.
so is it am I not going crazy by saying it's super scary?
Oh no, everyone's been really nice. I mean, except for all of the eye rolling and they say things that are like, it sounds nice, but they don't say it in a nice way, so it's like mean actually, which is weird. But other than that,
that doesn't sound too nice. But anyway, Angel Lady, I'm sure for an adventure. I have no clue what I'm signing up for, but as my mom always says, head first and everything, and the worst that's happened is you get your head cut off.
Wow.
that's a wonderful saying. Your mom must be a very wise woman.
I don't look this cute without it. He says as a sort of weird fishbone falls out of his pocket.
So I think Yulia is going to tell him about what she's interested in doing, and so it's going to be the same thing. You know, I'm looking for this tower that is supposed to reappear, and I have no. I can't go by myself, but I can aid a party if I have my healing skills, and I'm sure. Well, she says, I can't pay you up front, but I'm sure that there will be something found within the tower that can make it worth your time.
Pay? Why would I need that? I mean, who needs pay? I just want to go for the fun. I've read books about adventures. Who says they want to go for an adventure?
Yulia beams at him, just like, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful. I'm so glad I found you.
I ain't this cute for a reason.
Yulia asks him what his skills are. What is he? What did he do? What does he do?
Well, actually, I don't think Yulia's ever introduced himself, so he just calls her Angel because that's the only thing he can think of. Or priest.
I should have definitely said she definitely introduces herself as Yulia Mull's daughter, sister in the Order of Light.
Oh wow, sister. Okay, so sister. So I'm good at a lot of stuff. I can fish. I can read kind of good. I'm kind of cool. Not too sure what else you need. And I have a nice work, and I can cook.
I think Yulia has had enough lack of interest that she's just like, oh great, that sounds wonderful. Welcome aboard. But we definitely need to wait for more than the two of us before we can set out.
You serious?
But she does offer to buy. I think Yulia has 4 silver left, but she offers to buy him a meal or a drink.
Cool.
Oh, I know I can't accept that. I mean, you're a sister after all. You must get paid lots of money, and I'm sure your god would want to do that.
Oh no, I'm sworn to poverty. My money is everyone's money.
Oh, wow, that sounds really dumb. Why would you do that?
My order emphasizes that you shouldn't attach yourself to worldly things. Most of my money goes to helping other people rather than helping myself.
Well, my character pushes up his pot from his head, but he never takes it off, so he just kind of sort of fits it around his head a little better. Well, no, my worldly possessions are all I need. I'm not too sure about all these gods or anything. Where I'm from, we don't do that. But anyway, yeah, you know what? I suppose I'll take a free meal. And do they got any orange juice here?
Any what?
Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Orange juice?
She looks a little like a little disappointed. Like, I don't think so. I asked for juice as well, and they didn't seem to have any. They gave me kind of a funny look for asking.
And with
Aren't we adventurers? We should be accommodating for us.
A server comes over with a flagon and puts it down on the table. Here's your apple juice. It was apple juice, right?
Yes.
And I asked for it.
Here's your apple juice. It might taste a little bit like beer. And pushes a beer at
Might
you.
taste a little strange. Yulia looks delighted. She's like, great, yay, I'm so happy. And takes a sip and kind of looks at it like, this does taste a little strange. But yeah, no, she'll drink it.
Whoa. Can I get some orange juice then, sir? I say to Brine.
And his whole body just kind of falls again, and he kind of looks and shakes his head, and then he looks back at you and says, "Sure, coming right up." And he walks off.
Wow, you're right. These people really are nice. So, sister, we're looking for one more person?
I'll go ahead and tell him I have been studying at the, I don't even know what to call it, the not a convent, it's not really maybe a monastery. I've been studying for many years at my monastery about a very famous wizard who lived a long time ago. And where did the stupid paper go?
Sorry.
Mab, wait, what was her name?
I've forgotten myself. I've got the text though. I'll
Maven Mag. So I'll tell him about Maven Mag and how she basically was a very powerful wizard, and she had she'd done many great things, and she'd made a great contribution to magic because she found a way to cast 2 spells at once. But 100 years ago, she actually disappeared in an explosion in her tower, and she and her tower just completely vanished.
Wow.
And I have been studying very, very closely, and I have reason to believe that the tower will reappear, and I have an idea of where it will reappear. And I very, very much want to go to the tower to obtain whatever knowledge I can. Sorry, my voice is starting to go.
No, it's okay.
My character says, whoa. So this cleric wizard person, I'm not sure what you call them. What do you call that where you sort of shoot stuff out of your hands? You know, what I've heard sisters do. Or what angels do, I think.
No. Oh, no, I'm certainly not a wizard. I can do some magic, but she was far more powerful than the magic that I'm capable of.
Never seen magic before. Well, regardless, they sound like someone I've heard about in my books. They're this famous pirate, but I've read books about them, and they seem to be following a sort of long trajectory, you know? I mean, thousands of years
for
of them.
someone too?
Yeah, kinda. They're this adventure. They've lived for what feels thousands of years. I've seen lots of books of them, and they trace all the way back to the ancient times, I think.
It's Yulia's turn to look very impressed by this, and asks the pirate's name to see if she can remember anything.
The pirate's name is, let me see if I can find it here. Ripley Gunnar Drace?
Okay, and this Ripley Gunnar, this is out of character. She is it like a folk hero? Is it something that a lot of people would know about, or is it more?
I think it's a folk hero of sorts. It's you would hear it, but particularly if you're just a folk hero, sort of well-known hero of just a well-known hero throughout time, and you can find their books anywhere and everywhere, and they're just recognized as a famous, well-known hero, and yeah, they're very well recognized. So you'd recognize even a little bit about them.
Okay, so Yulia will be interested. She says, "Oh, I wasn't aware that that was anything more than a story. Do you really think that the pirate is real?"
Well, here's the thing. There's still books being published, and they have their signature, or her signature, so something's going on. Either A, someone is writing more books for her while she's dead, which I suppose makes sense when you have a world full of magic, or something's up. And I think of all this magic stuff, you might be the best place to go to. Or, well...
Yeah, Yulia is definitely down. She's down for a good hunt for famous figures. She's very interested in stories. She likes just fictional stories, legends, histories, anything. So she's totally interested, and says that if she can, she will help him seek out this person.
Perfect.
And just as you say that, the bartender comes back. He actually knocks up against the table, kind of spilling your quote-unquote apple juice a little bit. And he's got a big smile on his face, and he turns around and he's got a huge flagon, and it's bright orange. It's a bright orange flagon. He's like,
oh dear.
I found you some orange.
What's a flagon?
And it's full of beer. And he sets down the beer and the orange flagon next to you. And walks away.
Orange.
Flagon is a cup. I don't know if it's a tankard or what, but it's a type of drinking container.
Yeah, flagon.
Flagon. I've actually never heard the word until now. Okay.
Flagon of ale. Yeah, exactly.
Whoa. It's bright orange. Thanks, mister.
Well, looks right to me. Glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, he just downs it. Why does it taste... Man, there must be a lot of pulp in here. It tastes really bitter. Ugh.
I know, their juice here isn't very good. Sort of like a stage whisper.
Tell me about it.
What about our half-orc character?
Yeah.
What is he up to?
Well, the half-orc, at least by appearances, I'll go ahead and describe his appearance. He's large for a humanoid, so like 6 foot something, probably. And he's bulky. He's got big muscles. He's just all muscles. He doesn't wear a shirt. He's just got pants that are kind of raggedy and tattered. And on his body, he has various tattoos of orcish origin, which orcs are not known for their artistry. So all of the tattoos are rather bad from an objective viewpoint. I think they're awesome. But some of them are no more than like stick figures depicting some kind of combat that was noteworthy. Around my neck, I have a bone necklace that's composed of bones from various things that I have defeated in battle. And adorning in the center of it, almost as a medallion, is the lower jawbone of a human.
What? Oh.
That's kind of the centerpiece. Has a good story to it. And he's been outside trying to get people to fight with him. He has not successfully found anybody to fight with him, but he did find a small boy who was willing to give him some money to teach him how to beat up his bullies. So I'm out in the street teaching a small child the art of lethal combat. Which I'm happy to oblige anybody who wants to learn how to fight. So I'll be doing, fancy kicks and punches and showing him how to grip an axe. And, telling him to take a whack at my sign, which already has various holes and slashes in it, implying that maybe this isn't the first time I've done this. I'll be doing that for a short time, and I assume the child would give me, I don't know, whatever kind of allowance a child would give, maybe enough for a drink in a tavern.
How convenient.
Wow.
How about that?
Awesome.
So with that, the orc, feeling thirsty after having exerted himself mildly, would go off to the tavern to get himself a drink.
Well, as soon as he enters, you'd think Yulia would be kind of intimidated or frightened, but she looks just as enthusiastic as she did earlier and waves eagerly at him. She's like, "Hi!"
Yeah, he's got green skin and his incisors poke out from his mouth.
Yep.
My character's never seen an orc before, so their just jaw drops. Says, "Is that a dwarf? Whoa! A dwarf! I've never seen those before."
Yulia gently pats his arm and says, "No, sweetie, that's actually an orc. They're called orcs. I've seen lots of pictures of them.
Aren't they short and they're stubby and don't have any beards? Or are those gnomes?" Well, I don't believe you. How do you know?
Gorath would have overheard, "Oh my god, is that a dwarf?" And Gorath, having never seen a dwarf, would go, "Where?"
I don't know. You! Aren't you a dwarf?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, mister.
No,
Mister.
I'm not a dwarf. I've always wanted to meet one. Supposedly they're quite hardy and good in a fight.
Oh, a lot of people don't want to meet in a fight. But if you're not a dwarf, then what are you? If you don't mind me asking, that is.
I am an orc, and also a humans.
Yulia, I don't know how to interact with this person. Can you help me?
Yulia, if Gorath hasn't already come all the way over, she'll wave him over and introduce herself. Hello, my name is Yulia Malsdottir, and this is my new friend. We're looking for adventurers to come on our quest. You look like someone who would be very good at a fight.
Yeah, you could say that.
She looks kind of briefly uncomfortable and says, "Well, I can't actually pay you any money, but," and she kind of thinks for a second, "but I'm sure that there would be lots of things to fight on the way there, and probably where we're going too.
And we get paid in friendship."
I can pay you in friendship."
So you's planning on going somewhere and taking the stuff?
Yep.
Shopping.
Basically.
So you's going shopping?
I'm sorry?
You's going somewhere and you're taking the stuff. That's shopping.
Yeah.
We have a slightly different word for that, but yes, we will be traveling to a very magical and what's the word I'm looking for? Legendary place where I'm sure there will be lots of big, scary monsters to fight.
Are we gonna fight a dragon?
Shh, maybe.
Wow, that's cool.
So you're telling me that you want me to go with you shopping, and then I'll also get to fight big stuff?
Exactly.
I like that. I would like to do this. I would like to fight. Yes, I agree.
She just does that dorky, claps her hands together and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. This is the most luck I've had finding adventurers in a week."
Yes. But question for us: could you put on a shirt? Everyone's kind of looking at you, and it might help to put on a shirt, buddy.
You're distracting the waitstaff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The bartender comes over and he looks at him and he says, and you hear him saying, "We don't serve his," and then he looks at his, "What's your favorite tattoo, Gorath?" He'll see a tattoo, like a severed, stick figure head.
It's a stick figure like a stick figure that kind of looks like an orc impaling another stick figure that's like a humanoid, and the humanoid just has a sad, miserable face on them, and there's little cartoony blood.
Yes. So he sees that, And he does the exact same, like, shrugs, lowers his shoulders, kind of kinks his neck over to the side, shakes his head, just like, kind of looks at you, hoping that you didn't see him just do that. And just sulks away.
Wait, barkeep, I would like to purchase it.
Yeah, get this.
Gorath, having just been paid, he will pull out of his pocket coins, but the coins are not actually silver, they are wooden.
Scammed by a 12-year-old. Happens to all of us.
Whoa, your coins look really cool. Are these orc coins or something? Orc money?
No, it's money that a kid gave me to help him.
Oh. Oh, okay.
You got a problem with my money?
No. Whoa. I'm just saying it looks different. Sometimes things that may look different aren't bad. Barkeeper, can you get a drink, please?
And he just nods from behind the bar. And he's looking at the orc. And he's trying to think
not to make the giant half-orc angry.
Exactly. He's trying to think of what would I get that he didn't say. And he's just going to think about it for a second.
Gorath, is there anything you wanted to drink? The barkeeper looks like they're kind of struggling.
I'll have something that makes your throat burn.
Done. Okay.
Chili peppers?
Is that a good drink?
This apple juice is pretty burny. I'm not sure what's up with that. Must be the type of apple they use.
Maybe some, I don't know, hot sauce? Is that a thing in this world?
It is now. Hot sauce.
It is now.
Oh, yeah.
It needs to burn and make my head feel.
He takes a flagon. You see him like pouring the flagon, then he walks into the back room. You don't see him. He comes back out, and then he's got a slight smile to his face. Comes up, gingerly puts the flagon on the table right in front of the orc, and slowly backs up with his hands out and just walks away.
Wow, that barkeeper's really nice.
Without hesitation, Gorath takes the flagon and downs the entire...
Yulia has been quietly sipping at hers the entire time, and she's starting to kind of feel it like, I don't think this apple juice is quite right. I feel a little strange.
Same here. My character has long since finished her, and he says, why is everything really doozy?
Yeah, Oh no, do you think the barkeep has poisoned us?
Oh no, I can't die right now. I just started my journey.
I have so much adventuring to do. Well, okay, since both of your drinks are finished, and we'll say that I've finally finished mine. Okay, so the equipment that I got includes a water skin and traveling rations. Does anybody else have those?
Let me see. I hope I have those.
And I mean, depending on how Brine wants to play it, I could say I have enough for, everyone. Like I was given some rations by my order in order to get people to come with me.
Sure. That's totally cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an adventurer's gear, so that gives me rations already.
Exactly.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know there were kits. Where the hell is that?
It's just an equipment. I just bought it prior to... I think my character just bought it prior, so... They have 20 feet rope, iron spikes, chalk, parchment. They just bought whatever and they didn't know. Torches for tent, dice, call trips, bandages, travel rations, water skin, and wine skin.
And that's in a whole kit? I thought that was 2 silver each. Or did you spend 2 silver?
I spent 2 silver for the adventuring gear and 5 tools. And I have a leftover of about 13 gold. 13 silver, excuse me.
Just checking in with our dear leader. Is that kosher? I mean, I spent the individual 2 per bandages, travel rations, and water skin. So what are we going with?
I think it's fine. I mean, you guys would have some sort of rations walking around, I would think, right? So,
Okay.
And I was thinking we wouldn't do necessarily the travel to there, but we could if you guys want to.
No, it's not. It's not necessary. I'm totally fine with cutting out the random encounters that don't really mean anything.
Exactly. So we could just be like, this was great. So so you know where this place is. You've somehow deduced through, did you have a plan for how you figured it out?
I was thinking we could hitch a ride with a caravan that's going in that direction. They're not stopping at the tower or where the tower is supposed to be, but they're heading in that direction, and I have sort of made an agreement that if I can assemble my party, then we can travel with them in return for sort of defending them and taking care of, in my case, healing them and things like that. Cool. Providing holy protection.
Of course. Yeah, so it's probably, in my mind, you were you read all the texts that everybody else read, maybe you were reading, you made, this stood out in your mind for whatever reason. It was a mystery, and so you kind of, spent it was like a hobby maybe. And somehow you deduced from the stories, or maybe a book, maybe coordinates or something, and so you just know where this is in your mind. This is where it's going to pop up, right?
Yeah, I'm sort of imagining that since it was 100 years ago, that the stories are sometimes conflicting, and so it was a matter of trying to figure out what was common between the stories and what kept popping up, what descriptions were used for the area. Basically, just trying to piece together what seemed like it was actually true versus what is just sort of a game of telephone.
Right, totally.
So she believes that. Oh, and I'm assuming that where the tower was, there probably wasn't a city before, and so there's this whole new city that's sort of developed where it used to be.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you're saying we're going to kind of a city, or so?
I don't even know if I would say. Yeah, some sort of settlement.
Okay, so something like maybe it's because it doesn't really, anything is fine. I'm thinking wizards, seclusion, big tower, probably close to something. But that it's a time travel thing. This tower doesn't necessarily have to show up at the same spot, right? Because then people might know where it is. So maybe it's popping wherever. Okay. But you know where it is. Or you think you know where it is, right?
That's good.
So however if you hitching a ride with a thing going the right way, cool. We can just be there. How about that?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Time passed.
2 hours later.
1 year later.
So you travel with these guys. They're like, okay, they dump you off wherever this area is, and they're out of there. They think depending on the area, they might think you're crazy. Kind of describe where we are. Just doesn't
I'm thinking of somewhere, if it's not going to be in a town, it's just going to pop up anywhere. I guess I'm thinking it's kind of this, not quite barren, but pretty sparsely, not a whole lot of trees or bushes, kind of rocky, not a whole lot of grass or anything like that. Just generally kind of not the best place to be, or the best ground to be traveling over. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm thinking.
Cool. So you guys you're kind of, is it safe to say, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but not too far.
Basically.
It didn't take you long to get.
I'm sort of thinking, sort of thinking the area is just pretty much in the middle of nowhere. There's a couple of trees, but it's pretty much a barren, not a wasteland, but sort of a just a weird rocky place, and then in the center there's a couple trees, and that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it because, like, you know, the classic "Where would a wizard's tower be?" Right? That's cool.
Yep.
So you guys have been like sitting here for an hour, and nothing's happened. Did you know? Were you expecting it to be at a specific time? Or are you waiting for a time?
I don't think she knows exactly when it's supposed to show up. She thinks she has it narrowed down to sort of a time frame of a couple of days, but she's not 100% certain. So I imagine they probably, you know, set up camp and keep an eye out. And
Cool.
Yulia is trying to go over what she knows and try to narrow it down and make sure that she's in the right place, you know.
Cool.
I imagine that she's also probably out sort of scouting around, just try to see if she can match, you know, what her clues were with what the area looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. So Yulia's out scouting. Gorath, what are you doing?
Well, I'm since we're setting up camp, I'm making my bed, which that is my entire camp. Which my bed is made out of branches, large branches that I have cut off of trees and just put in a pile.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a normal person would think that it would be uncomfortable, but I find it quite appealing. So I fell numerous branches and began to put them in a pile so that I have my bed.
Cool.
That sounds charming.
McMuffin, what are you doing?
My character has already pretty much finished tenting up. They have a very, I think their moms or their family gave them a sort of keepsake gift saying, if you ever get warm, if you ever get cold, remember to use this cute little blanket. So he just set up his tent, average looking tent. And he has this really cute cat design on it, on the bed sheet, because one of their families quilted it. So he's just sitting there looking at it, and he says, wow, this is really cute. And then he looks over at Gorath and he says, Gorath, you want an actual bed or something, or are you just gonna lay on stick?
This is a bed.
Okay, I get it. All right.
It's queen size.
I suppose so. I mean, I'm not gonna judge.
My bed's bigger than your bed.
My bed's more comfortable than your bed.
Well, I don't know about that. I think if you slept on this bed, you'd change your mind. I've made this bed for a long time, and all the other orcs, they said it was a good bed.
Oh, is that so, huh?
Yeah.
Well, how about I try your bed?
Really?
Yeah. Hold on, get this.
You want me to make you one?
Yes. Is Yulia by any chance nearby?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll say that she's coming back now, and she's got a big smile plastered on her face because she found something that leads her to believe that yes, they really are in the right place. I'm actually basing this off of something that I have been to once, where it was out in the middle of an Indian reservation.
Oh, wow.
And it was just, again, barren, rocky, not, pretty flat ground all around. But you go to this one place and all of a sudden you hear a rushing sound. And so you go closer and you see finally this river just kind of appears out of nowhere. Like the ground, it's sort of hidden from sight until you're right on top of it. Mm-hmm. And it goes to this ravine and it has a falls. So she recognizes that and she says, okay, we're definitely in the right place.
As we see, I wave to Yulia. So yeah, where is this place? Are we in the right place? Because I look at Gorath's bed. I'd rather not go to bed right now.
And she'll tell the others what she's seen. And yes, we're definitely in the right place. We have to keep ourselves entertained. And
okay.
And
anybody have
So I
I'm
imagine
imagining some like goofy
while you guys were talking,
child's game that she wants to play. Go ahead.
That's cool. I imagine while you two were talking, I think in my mind, Gorath is making a bed for McMuffin.
Yes.
And so he's like,
And he's doing it with glee because no one other than orcs has ever asked for him to make a bed.
exactly.
He's
And
very flattered.
He's whistling like or humming a little like orcish tune that sounds like Death Knell or something like. And he's chopping away.
Kill them all, takes the limbs, takes the teeth.
Exactly.
Kill them all, takes the limbs.
And so, but you guys start hearing it is a sound like in the distant, right? And it sounds kind of like maybe like a tea kettle about to go off, right? And it's
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you're kind of looking around. Gorath's doing his thing, and all of a sudden there's this big pop, like not an explosion, but like a pop sound. And all of a sudden there's a tower with this, just the slightest corner, just demolishes Gorath's bed.
Oh no!
Just takes it out, and his bed now is just squished by the slightest corner of this huge tower.
Stupid town!
I'm imagining this like sudden rush of displaced air, sort of knocked
Exactly.
Yulia at the very least back, so she was not expecting that.
Whoa.
But yeah, she takes a minute to like pick herself up off the ground and actually look at the thing, and she's just completely instantly over the shock, and then oh my gosh, it's here! It's really here! We found it!
And it's very close to you guys, so like you're getting that you're looking up at it, and it's that if you've ever stood next to like a tall building in New York or Chicago where it just makes you like want to barf. You're like,
yep.
And it just goes into nothing.
feel-
Exactly. You can't even see. It just looks forever, right?
Wow.
Whoa. That's
a cool tower.
it. Just came out of nowhere. It just. Oh wow! This is. Dude, what do we do? I don't know what I'm doing. What do we do?
She says we should look for an entrance somewhere. There's got to be a way to get inside the tower. So you guys go that way, and I'll go around the other way, and we'll meet. So
This entire time, Gorath has been fighting the tower, trying to get his bed from underneath the corner of it where he can see some of the twigs sticking out.
Exactly.
So it's just been like kicking it and punching it. And, give me my bed!
My bed back. Gorath, we're gonna go this way. I'll help you make the bed next time, okay, buddy?
we'll find some more branches. It's okay.
We'll find some more branches, buddy.
I don't like this tower.
It is kind of ominous.
Yulia pats his arm sympathetically.
Cool, and you guys you kind of stand back and you're trying to get a sense of this thing, and it's definitely made out of stone. And as you step back a little further, it's kind of a hodgepodge of it. It looks like 5 different towers. Like as far as you can see, like it looks like it was made by different designers. It's all a hodgepodge of styles. It's mostly stone, but there's some weird elements to it, and a lot of runes in the brick and the stone, that sort of thing. That who knows what they mean, it's massive. It's kind of creepy, and it killed Gorath's bed.
Whoa. To be honest, Yulia, I don't know anything about this tower, but it looks like anything out of this world. I've never seen anything like it. There's not even a door.
And Yulia agrees, but in kind of like a geeky enthusiasm way, where she's like, "You're right. I've never seen anything like this either. Look at all these strange pieces. It's almost as if it's been quilted together." And you said, is there anything is there anything she can see on the outside that would sort of give her an indication of what their next move is? Can she see writing or symbols or something like that?
Sure. Well, maybe we can. Let's see. Let's roll Decipher, which I think would be Wisdom. Yes.
Yes, I have Decipher. Is it just a 1d6?
Roll 2d6. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, 2d6, and we'll see. I mean, you can't lose on this because you have a skill. 5. See, you don't know much. You do know some things. So you can't read the runes and things, but you can tell that they're like because you're deciphering that they're times, right? Like you think that they are times, like maybe date times, maybe timestamps, maybe they could even be longitude, latitude with time, that sort of thing. And so they're just kind of all over the place, and they don't really make sense to you exactly what they are. But you guys are still only seeing like one corner of
a tiny bit,
right? So,
about how wide around would you say the tower is?
Good question. So,
maybe just in terms of how long it would take to walk around it.
Oh, it's not that big. Yeah, I mean it would be like, I don't know, 100 feet.
Okay. So if we're, I'll just
walk
continue.
around it. Like,
I will continue walking around and inspecting it and trying to look for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's split up, gang, and look for clues.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I mean, I think for my character, they're sort of just knocking on it, seeing if there's anything special, if there's any special buttons. There has to be some way to get in. If not, then maybe we can create a way in?
and he looks at
waiting
Gorath.
To bust a hole through the wall.
Everyone looked at Gorath right when he said that.
Yep, everyone.
But so you guys are walking around.
Gorath is unaware because he's looking at the runes and trying to decipher them, but he can only decipher them into things that they look like. And so he'll look at a rune and he'll be like, elk. That one's axe with a butter knife.
Axe with butter knife. Okay, what else?
Lion's paw. That one's a squiggle. Oh, there's a lot of squiggles.
I agree. There are a lot of squiggles. But that's not going to help us. Why don't we just climb this tower? If there has to be a window. There has to be something. Can I make a decipher check to see, or an inspection check or something like that to see if there's...
Yeah, you can roll wisdom. Yeah, roll wisdom. See what you get.
Oh, okay.
So 2d6 plus your whiz.
My wisdom is -1.
Oh, that's not good. Let's try it again.
My character's... I'm going to still roll for it anyway. So what would I roll? 1d6?
So roll, just put in chat 2d6 minus 1.
Okay. 2d6 minus 1.
Because that should work with Roll'em.
6 minus 1.
Boom. 7.
7.
That's a partial success. Nice job. Okay,
yeah,
so
nice.
You kind of you're wrapping on. You were thinking about climbing and you're touching it, and like all of a sudden, like there's like a little. You're just going down, let's say, the west side of the wall, and there's like you're tapping and tapping, and there's like a little flicker, and it kind of freaks you out, and you pull your hand away. And it kind of hurts. Like you're like, ow.
Ow.
But all of a sudden you put your hand back in there just because you got to see what it is. And you can see that it's kind of like this weird, there's a doorway there and it's been broken open, but it's been covered by this magical, like time shifty thing. But like there is an open doorway there, but it's pitch black. And you can't really see anything in there.
Okay, so it's sort of, how big is it? Because I'm thinking it's a sort of doorway, but you wouldn't notice it. It's sort of just a hole. Is that what I'm trying to get at? Is that kind of what I makes sense?
Yeah, like it looks like someone has broken into it, right? Like someone couldn't find the door either. And they probably had a half orc as well. And he just smashed a hole in the concrete in the stone.
Okay. All right. I think I found the entrance, but I think this entrance is created by someone.
Definitely half orc size then.
I say, looking at the 7 feet orc. Definitely looks like something that you would do. But when I tried opening it, it pricked my hand. I don't know if I should try it again.
It wasn't enough to damage you, though. But it did hurt.
Yeah, Yulia definitely advises caution and says, let's try to figure out what's going on with it.
Yeah, I say as I pick up a stick and throw out the dirt at the door.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Does that do anything?
You just threw dirt at the door?
I threw a stick at the door.
Yeah, it goes right through.
Oh.
Interesting.
Huh. So maybe we can just walk right through?
It might have something to do with living versus non-living things.
No, that gives me an idea. I look at the ground. I try to find a bug of some sort. Maybe a caterpillar?
Sure.
Yeah, I find a caterpillar. Look how cute this is, Yulia. Look how it has so many furry legs on it.
Oh, it's kind of furry. It's very adorable.
Let's see if it gets zapped.
I kind of lead the caterpillar to the door and see if it. I just sort of push it towards there. Does it enter Can it enter the door?
Yeah. So you put it down, like, trying not to disturb it and get the zap again, and just like on the wall and kind of nudge it in there, and it just walks right through.
Oh. Well, if living things can go through and non-living things can go through, I can go through. I'm just gonna walk through.
Okay.
So I just sort of I just run at it. I just run. I say, all right. Let's just run to it. Yeah.
Cool. And so
I'm assuming Yulia makes a move to stop him, but he's out of there before she even can react. So he's just gone.
So Yulia and Gorath see McMuffin just disappear through this thing.
And it's complete darkness on the other side. We can't
complete darkness on the other
see.
side.
Is you still in?
No response.
Yeah, he can't hear you through that door.
I can't hear you?
No. So so McMuffin is just sitting in the dark for the time being until you two decide what you want to do.
So my character knows he's in the dark and he says, I got a perfect idea. I'm going to spook them. So he kind of gets low on the ground and hides behind something.
Awesome.
He doesn't know where he's at, but he says, this will be fun.
Yeah,
so he just
planning on scaring them on the other side. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yulia is distraught. Like, she immediately is, like, fretting, like, oh, no, we can't let him go in there all by himself. And she sort of steels herself and takes a breath and charges into. Well, no, she probably doesn't run in. She probably, like, gingerly dips a toe in and then crosses the barrier.
Okay.
Gorath would have gotten a big stick with lots of leaves and bristles and stuff and lit it on fire to make it a makeshift torch.
Cool.
Excellent.
And do you light it on fire before you go in?
Yes, and I would go to take it with me to.
Yeah. So
I have this large.
So set the scene for me, Yulia. You've got like part of your foot through the door.
It depends on what the properties of the door are. If it's possible to not rush in, then yes. If it just gives you a shock if you try to do that, then that's fine. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, But you went foot first, right? You stuck your foot through there?
Yes. Yes, like like the way you would try to like test water, you just poke it.
Literally dipping a toe in it.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, you do feel the shock in your toe.
Okay.
But you feel no resistance. It feels like you could just go through it.
Okay. Yep, she will go all the way through.
Cool. So she's through. And then it's Gorath's turn with his makeshift, with part of his bed that he's using as a torch.
And he'll just Gorath, just without hesitation, just
jumps through. Are you just jumping through? You said.
He'll just walk through it at a normal kind of walking pace.
Okay.
Just oblivious, really, to the.
Cool. And so you go right on through, and with that, let's take another break. That was awesome.
Oh.
All right.
Little slight
I'm
cliffhanger.
excited.
It's just a door, the door cliffhanger. Cool.
All right, be back in 5 or so?
Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom, so I'll be back in maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's do this. What do we see in the tower?
So in my mind, so McMuffin was laying in wait for a trap. Like he was going to trick. And Yulia, so now we're juxtaposed to McMuffin's point of view, right? Like, so Yulia's foot comes through, and I'm just going to let you do what you do.
Wait, what I see? Are you asking what I'm doing?
Yeah. So, because weren't you going to play a prank on them?
Yeah, he's going to just scare them.
So you see Yulia first, right? Her foot comes through.
Yep.
That was, I think, the first thing that came through.
Yep.
So you can do whatever you want. You can wait till they're all through, or you do you, man. You go.
So my character, when he sees the foot, just as the foot's coming out, let me look at my tools to make sure that I can actually do this and it makes sense. He sort of takes out a pen, and I'm assuming these pens have feathers on them.
Sure.
And he just sort of, as her foot comes out, tickles it. Whatever, just because, he just wants to see, he just does a slight tickle with the feather of the pen.
What kind of shoes is Yulia wearing, if any?
Okay.
I would say just sort of regular leather traveling shoes, probably not anything terribly sturdy, but probably sturdy enough not to feel a feather.
Okay. Continue.
Okay.
Just curious.
Realizing that didn't work, he needs to try more aggressive point of view. So instead, what he does is just, because he has a load of tools, so he just says, I'm just going to make them trip. So he just, he puts down a shovel. Anything will do, to be honest.
Wait, you have a shovel?
Yeah, my tools said apparently 5 silver each, or I'm assuming tools includes the whole set or just one.
Yeah, no.
I wrote
shovel.
I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, no.
They just put down the shovel and they just sit it there and say, if they trip over, that'll be good. If not, then I'll just scare them.
So are you putting the shovel down like the rake trick where like she would step on it?
Yeah.
In the face?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What a dick.
So I feel like there's a roll coming soon.
I think you're right.
Initiate combat.
If you were just gonna like pinch my foot or something, you would have had that wild just thrashing kick that just kind of comes by instinct. But with the shovel, let's roll and see if Yulia actually makes contact or if she doesn't.
What the hell do you roll for stepping on a rake?
No idea.
Maybe bare minimum damage or something like that.
Would it be Dex? Like, are you-
Dexterity or athletics or something?
Yeah, it would be probably athletics or awareness. Awareness, probably awareness.
but well, so
I don't
what
I
is
don't
awareness
have
on?
awareness as one of my skills.
So that would
but-
be wisdom then, I think. Right?
Wisdom.
Awareness.
Okay.
Well, so you tell me, Dex or wisdom? Like you can either like try to like be aware that it's there, which is weird because it's in the dark. And you're stepping through your toe first, or you could do Dex that you'd be like you would miss it or react to it.
Okay, all right, the way it's playing out in my mind, she puts the toe of her foot in first, but after the initial shock and she realizes she can still go through, she's going to take a full step inside, and then the rest of the body is going to follow. So I think I will roll Dex to see if she can sort of make contact with the shovel and register that she's going to step on something and, kind of put her foot off to the side, that kind of thing where you half step on something, but you realize it and you don't put any weight on it.
Or it could be that you're definitely going to step on it and it either hits you or it doesn't, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
My Dex is 9, so what exactly, how do I roll it?
7 to 9 would be, that's +1.
Okay, so just a 2d6 or a 1d6?
So 2d6 +1.
Okay. Oh, that too. So that'll put me at a 9.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
exactly. Cool.
Not today.
So you get to decide. So it's a partial success only. So
Oh.
do you want to miss it and have something else go wrong? Or do you
I'm
want
gonna say
to hit you and not
I'm
hurt?
gonna say no. I'm gonna say that it doesn't hit her, but it definitely puts her just enough off balance that she ends up slipping and falling on her ass anyway.
Exactly.
Just like,
Cool.
yeah.
So feel free to elaborate on that description, or if that's enough for you, that's cool.
No, I'm. Let's see, theater of the mind. She does that kind of Scooby-Doo or Wile E. Coyote, that wheeling in place for a second, and then just slips and falls, and just looks around like, holy shit, who is attacking me? And looks down.
And you're standing right in the
I-
dark. But it's like complete pitch black in here until right. I don't know how far he was behind you, but maybe there's a beat or two, and then Gorath, did you go torch first or body first?
I probably torch out, but
I can't hear you, babe.
I can't hear him either.
I'm not pushing push to talk. So I'd probably have the torch out in front of me just a little, just by nature of holding something flaming.
Yeah,
you know,
it makes sense. You would
close to
stick the torch through the hole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it would only go in a short moment before I did.
So that's where, like, I'm trying to slow this down so we all know, like, Yulia is laying on the ground, I think, and she doesn't see anything. Maybe, and I don't know if McMuffin can even see that. He probably heard a thud, so he's
heard a fall,
giggling.
and all he heard was a fall, and he just stickering.
Right, but he doesn't know who it was until a flame comes through the hole and lights up the scene.
My character screams, "What the heck is that?"
Yulia has zero cool at all. She just immediately starts panicking and tries to roll off to the side and aim a kick just anywhere, just a wild kick.
Hopefully for the nads.
Would I roll for that, or would Gorath roll for that?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Or would that be luck of die? Because there's a mechanic that says, what's it called? The die of fate? I don't know.
Oh, that's a great idea. I have not been rolling too much die of fate. Well, so that's a tough one because, like, who do I want to get kicked in the nads more, Gorath or McMuffin? The Die of Fate is really not helpful in this situation. So the question is Gorath in the room when this happens or not? Is it just light?
I'm going to assume that since Gorath wasn't hesitating the way Yulia was, he's basically in very quickly. Like in the time it takes Yulia to kind of roll off to the side and kick, he's probably more inside the door than out.
At least his head's in enough where he can at least see you roll to kick. So go ahead and roll strength. Okay. I feel like kicks are strength.
Okay, so my strength, let's see, it's a 5, so that's 0. Okay, a 10. Oh, so, yep.
Describe how and who you kick.
I definitely succeed.
Okay, let's see. Since she would have sort of stepped on the shovel, I'm imagining her feet went out towards McMuffin more, depending on where he is exactly. But then she rolls off to the side, and it's kind of haphazard. So she probably ends up kicking Gorath. And it's just this wild, like, completely unaimed mule kick, just like, oh god, something's attacking me, and just kicking out blindly.
You probably kick him in the head? Where do you kick him?
I don't think her legs are that long.
Well, he's crawling through a hole, basically.
Yep.
Or do you kick the fire out of his hand?
That would be the first thing she saw. So yeah, maybe she makes contact with the branch first,
with a 10,
or his hand or something.
A 10 is a 10 is a total success. You get to decide whatever you want to do.
Excellent. Okay. You said he was climbing through a hole, so rather than walking through a door, I was picturing more of a even with the ground sort of thing. I must have missed that it was a hole.
Well,
so I would have.
You and Gorath decide. That's fine with me.
Okay. Like I said, I was imagining more of a door, so
Cool.
Yulia would be at like foot level, and her kick would probably hit the. I'm gonna go with like the back of the knee, so his leg just kind of does that thing where it's just like, oh, my leg isn't gonna work anymore, and he tumbles down.
Poor Gorath. His bed is destroyed. He's burnt his bed, and now he's getting kicked.
Poor Gorath. I mean, he is a half-orc. He's probably like, what the hell just happened?
Oh, no, I mean, I just walked into a dark portal, and the first thing I feel when I get through is something kicking my knee out. So Gorath's first reaction would be to go, "Ah!" and start swinging the fiery branch around, just wildly.
So Yulia's on the ground and has enough time to recognize, oh, okay, it's Gorath, but she's safely out of the arm swinging distance, I'm going to say.
McMuffin's just in the corner, because that's where they shows the beat, and he just starts screaming, saying, "Why are you screaming? Why are you screaming?"
I've been attacked!
No, you're not. You're not being attacked. It's just Yulia. I think Yulia, kick him.
Why is there a shovel in the middle of the floor? What the hell is that doing there?
What shovel? And when I say what shovel, I want to take a step forward, and my foot lands on the shovel.
Roll dex.
Does it smack you in the face?
We shall see. Roll dex.
Wait, what is it? I don't know if that is good or bad. I feel like I don't know how to judge this one, actually. So you fail.
His foot just crushes the shovel like it does.
Exactly.
I don't know.
6 is what is 6? 6 is a
6 is a failure, but like, what was the success here? To miss, so it hits you? I don't know. What would you like to have happen, Gorath?
I think in this case, a success would be successfully evading the hit. So I step on the shovel and it swings up and connects with my face, I would assume.
Yeah. And let's just say it just leaves a little welt on part of your face. No real damage, because you're tough.
Yeah. So with that, I would get even more angry and confused, and I'm thrashing the fiery branch even more. And at this point, there are probably like little twigs of the branch that are on fire that are starting to like fly off of it.
Yeah.
With the force that I am swinging it.
Let me take a look at.
You gotta calm him down. I don't know whatever magic is on here, but someone put
An invisible foe is attacking.
Someone sees some weird magic. People put this shovel here. I don't know who it is.
I think
And she looks down at the
Yulia
shovel and it has your
probably
name etched in it.
Go ahead.
You look down at the shovel and it has McMuffin's name etched in it.
Can I roll? Can I roll against that or something?
Who notices that McMuffin is written on the shovel? Who notices that? Me?
You totally can. Or I was just throwing it out there because it's hilarious.
That would be really funny.
Sort of, I step in the front of the direction and where you would see it, I say, "Man, there must be some weird magic going on around here, huh?" Before you can see the name.
Okay, I'm thinking that's a roll charisma for sure. And then
okay, plus. I have a +1 in charisma, so do I get an advantage on that? I have a charisma, just 1.
You just add 1.
2d6 plus 1. That's cool.
2d6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
That is a full success.
Oh yeah, you don't. He's. I'm gonna say you. Oh, that's not my name. Like you don't even notice the name then. How about that?
Yeah, I see. And even if that's not my name at all, I have no clue what you're talking about. But my father's name is Dr. McMuffin, and why? Yeah, Dr. McMuffin. So maybe might be someone else named McMuffin here.
What sorcery is this?
Julia's taken in, like, wow, that's really strange. What an odd coincidence. But in the meantime, I think she's going to try and quiet.
Why are we talking enough?
You're not fighting.
I think she's gonna. It's okay, Gorath. We're okay. Just okay. And she'll notice the welt on his nose or whatever, and she kind of brightens up and says, "Oh, I have bandages!" And she sort of whips out her pack and puts a little bandage, a little piece of cotton and some adhesive of some kind on his nose.
The equivalent of like
and
a
the bandage will have.
Go ahead.
It's just my reaction to the bandage, like you know how little kids they think everything hurts until there's a band. So the Band-Aid going on my nose would have an immediate calming effect, just like oh.
Awesome.
Well, that worked.
Band-Aid. Okay.
I feel bad.
So now that we're not, swinging wildly in the dark anymore, what can we see in the torchlight other than a shovel that says mysteriously McMuffin on it?
Cool. So you guys are standing. The makeshift, let's say, bed torch is illuminating, like 10, 20 feet. And you can make out just like, this is a huge chamber. You can tell because there's a lot of echoing going on in here. Like all of a sudden, and it's like damp, right? Like it has that moisture of a stone. You can see the cobblestone floor, just like going off into the black. You can't really see anything else in the room, but you get the sense that it's a large chamber, just from the, because you can hear you guys have been shouting the whole time. You can't tell if anyone's been alerted to your presence because you guys have been yelling in this huge chamber.
Someone has to have heard us. Wow. Well, if anything, we know that someone's probably heard us eventually.
Yeah, if somebody's here, they probably know that we are also here now.
Well, at least they're not dangerous, because they would have probably...
Maybe, or if they're, way up high in the tower, because, like Brine said, it's really tall.
Sure.
So, one thing you do notice is there is, a sconce on the side of the wall by you.
Okay.
So that looks like you could light it up.
Is it an oil type lamp? I mean, can we just sort of light it and see what happens?
Yeah, exactly. It looks like it might just be a torch, but it's really kind of hard to say.
Okay.
I just push the burning branch on.
Yep.
Cool. And so when you do that, that triggers all of the the entire room's sconces come ablaze. And it's not really fire, but more of a magical fire. So it's this weird bluish flame. And it's just
cool.
So the entire room illuminates. It's a little bit unsettling, right? And you can, there's a noise, if it is a magic light, which it is, it still makes a sound of whoosh, and the whole room lights up. And so now you're seeing this entire huge... It's probably 50 feet square, inside, 50, 60 feet, something like that. You're looking around. Again, it's echoey. You heard the... And it's cool because it goes right around the entire room. It's kind of cool. It's boom, 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 boom. Next one. And so you get this weird, cool, shadowy effect as it goes around. And the thing that's most prominent is you see these two stone statues that look just beat to shit, but they're in the middle of the room. And then you can kind of see that there's these empty pedestals, various places around. You can kind of see on the walls where you know how you have a picture on your wall too long and it leaves a stain.
Yep.
You can see a bunch of those. There's some just empty frames, broken and had some crap on the floor. It just looks just like a big cellar. It's dungeony. It smells that way, and that's it. Really, the only two things besides empty pedestals, there's just the two statues.
Okay. So it just looks torn down, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it has been a little bit wrecked, right?
Okay.
You said that the tower had been blown up, or that the Time Wizard herself had sort of blown herself up, and the tower in the process. Is there any evidence of that kind of damage? Does it look like there's rubble anywhere? Does it just look cleaned out? It doesn't look like it's been, I don't know, torched or anything like that.
Wait, you have Decipher, don't you? So we're not even going to roll that.
Right.
Did you mean outside as well? Did you see any damage outside? Is that what you're asking?
Inside. Now that
Just
we're
inside.
in the room, I know you said that the statues look like they had been beat to hell, but does the room itself look like it has experienced any damage that isn't just, time and
Right.
removal of objects?
I think you all can kind of notice that it just looks like it's been turned, right? This looks like it used to have stuff in it, and now that stuff is gone. And so you just think, thieves. What's that?
I imagine that Yulia... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'm imagining that Yulia, after the initial panic kicking. She's very excited that she's actually inside. Oh my god, I can't believe it's actually happening. And she pulls out her little like journal notebook type thing and starts scribbling away with, you know, a little I don't know if you've ever seen them, but there's like these crayon type pencils that they used to use that anyway, she starts scribbling in her journal like a description of the room and what it looks like, and she goes up to the statues especially and tries to figure out what they are statues of. Does she recognize them? Is there enough of the statue left to recognize anything?
So you're approaching the statues?
Yeah.
He said ominously.
Oh, oops, my bad.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was asking, are you approaching the statues?
I am approaching the statues. I'm assuming that I'm kind of like dragging Gorath with me, like, come on, I need your torch. Oh no, the lamps are lit. Is it bright enough that I don't need any more light, or would a torch actually be helpful to look at the statues more closely?
No, the whole room is lit up now.
Okay, all right. So I will go and look at the statues. I probably won't go up super close at first. She's still maintaining some amount of caution.
Okay, so how many...
McMuffin runs up to the statues directly.
Okay. Give me how many feet?
In touching distance.
Okay, cool.
Whereas I'll say 10 feet.
Much more prudent.
You go first. Knock yourself out.
Gorath, in the meantime, Gorath, when he lit the torch with his branch and all of the other torches went up, Gorath, like, eyes lit up in amazement, and now he's just looking at the flaming branch with, like, a look of awe.
Awesome. Poor bed.
Gorath believes that the branch somehow lit all of the torches in.
It's a magical branch.
My magical bed. Awesome.
I need to remember what kind of tree I got this from.
So McMuffin approaches closest. As he does, and it's weird because they're like in slow motion. But the statues both come alive. They're both holding long spears, and they crash the spears down on either side of them. You're in front of them, but either side of them, and they slowly say, "You cannot pass." It's weirdly slow.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name is McMuffin. Nice to meet you.
No, you get no answer.
I'm going to try and ask the statues who may pass.
The smarter of the two statues says, "Only the lady may pass." Really slowly again, really annoyingly. Slow.
What do you mean only the lady can pass?
Julia brightens up. I'm a lady.
The lady may pass. It's like, you remember Treebeard? It's like annoying. It's like an ant. It's like annoyingly long.
Okay. Yulia will ask the Lady Maven Mag.
And he just nods very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that we, I say pointing at myself and Gorath, can pass too?
None shall pass.
What if we pass anyway?
What was that?
Yeah, I think I think Yulia is going to start like edging in a wide circle around them just to see, how quickly they can actually circle her. If their speech is slowed, their movements might be slowed.
So, describe give me a little more description. You're just going to walk the outer rim, the outer wall.
I said I was in sort of a 10-foot distance of them, so I'll walk in that sort of same. I'll maintain that distance, but I'll start off slowly to see if they follow me, and if they do, start to walk faster just to see how quickly they can actually follow me.
Right, cool. So are you headed right to the wall, or are you headed diagonally past them?
They're in the center of the room.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I see an exit behind them or around them? Is there something visible that I can see to sort of aim for?
Yes. Now that you're that close to them, you can see behind them. There's stairways that go up.
Okay, so I will go ahead and, like I said, I'll make it a circle so that I start basically in front of them, and then I go around the side, still maintaining that distance, and then I make the half circle and try to go for the stairway. But again, I'm waiting to see how quickly they can actually move and how they react.
Right. And so one of them, as soon as you pass a little halfway through the room, wherever you are in that, one of them moves towards you, and he's slow, but the spear is long, right? It's got a 25-foot reach. Because they're 10 foot, 10 foot. And so he just starts basically leaning that way and catches it, doing a lunge almost, and can basically, you see the spear sticking out and coming slowly at you.
Okay, I will back up so that I'm no longer in, danger of actually passing them, and I will kind of try to regroup with Gorath and McMuffin. And I kind of want to try to. There's 3 of us and 2 of them, so if we can do sort of a distraction, we might be able to get past them. Or Gorath can just punch them and see how half orc versus statue goes.
I look at the statues and I'm thinking about what just happened. Yulia, they said only a lady can pass, right?
They said only the lady could pass, and I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that they're talking about the wizard. I don't know what she looks like, so I don't know what kind of wig to put on to try to trick them.
How does the lady look like?
No reaction.
Yeah.
Gorath will walk up to close to the statues and then brandishes the flaming branch at them and says,
I can't hear you, babe.
He says nothing.
"Oi, statue! Oi, statue! I've got a magic branch, so you best not mess with us and let us pass, eh? or else I'll smite you with the magic branch." And again, brandishing the branch and threatening.
Aggressively.
Wood versus stone, go.
Yeah, stone versus fire and wood. No response.
Do y'all not have anything else to say? Seriously?
None shall.
Yeah, that's their favorite line, it looks like. I don't think we should try to fight these things, and to be honest, I've never actually fought anyone, so I think there should be an alternative plan made, Yulia?
Yep.
Right in the middle of that sentence, Gorath will swing the branch and try to strike one.
Cool.
Or not.
Awesome. I'm going to say roll strength. And you can use your... Because you're a fighter, right? Basically anything you wield gives you
Yes, he
your
is.
Yes.
bonus. So add your bonus
So I'm
as well.
a fighter. I've got... So that's a +1 to damage.
But like you
believe,
can roll
yeah.
your plus axe too, because you're being a fighter. Anything you yield gives you have the same. It's basically the same. Doesn't really matter.
Okay, so if I'm basically using the stat block of my axe, it says D6 +1, and then I get a +1 from skirmish.
Right. Exactly.
So, and that's just 1d6.
So you would just add 2 to your 7, so that would be a 9, right? Is that true? Am I doing that right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds all right.
Yeah, you did a 2d6.
Well,
your
it
axe
says-
gives you 1. Oh, actually, the axe
Okay,
does
yeah,
give you
so
1.
it would-
So you only get a 1. It doesn't matter because it's an 8. But you get your +1 from what was it?
From skirmish.
Skirmish, exactly.
Skirmish gives +1 to weapon damage.
Yeah,
and
my
then the
bad.
axe
So
stat
the
block
axe
says
was +1.
D6.
The axe would have given you 1 more, but it
So
doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter. It doesn't say whether it's 2d6. It just says d6.
Oh, for damage, yeah. Damage is d6 plus. Does it say? Sorry, I don't know skirmish very well. What does it say?
Skirmish is +1 to weapon damage, and then armor is 1 class lighter.
Oh, cool. So I had it wrong. I was thinking it was +1 to hit, but it's not. It's +1 damage, so it doesn't matter because 7 and 9, 7, 8, 9, all the same roll. So you get a partial success. So roll a d6 +1. Aw, it doesn't do capital D's. There we go. Cool. Awesome. And so describe your hit.
Oh, actually, one.
I couldn't hear you, Gorath.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm still not used to push to talk.
Cool.
So it would actually be a further +1 to that. I just realized because the weapon itself has a +1.
Exactly. So
That would be a 5.
Cool. Gotcha.
Oh, I thought you had a great weapon.
He's using his branch.
You're using a branch.
No, I've
Never
got a
mind.
martial weapon. I couldn't afford
Never mind.
a great weapon and armor.
Yeah.
It's cool. So describe that hit if you want.
Okay, so I would. It would just be your basic, like, almost like slapping the statue with the branch,
Right.
just like going straight across its face to hit it with the flaming part of the branch. Which the flaming part of the branch isn't all that solid. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the loose stuff. I'm trying to attack them with what I perceive to be a magical branch.
Right, and the embers on the end like flicker all over the place, and it right, like a huge, like when you when you shake a branch or hit a branch that's burning, it's all over them.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Sorry about this. Hold on, I gotta look. But so you did get a partial success, right? So 7. So we haven't really talked about this, but like, so 1 to 6. Well, actually, it'd be 2.
Oh,
to
I didn't
6.
roll to hit. That 7 up there is from a different thing. What do I roll to hit?
Oh, sorry. I thought that was from you. So 2d6 plus. No, the 2d6 because you're not using your axe.
Is it strength?
And strength.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Sorry, my bad. I thought that was from you.
Yeah, it was, but it was from earlier. What did I roll? 2d6. That was to avoid the shovel.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's what that was from. And so this would be just 2d6 plus strength, or just a straight 2d6?
Yep, with plus strength. Not bad. Same outcome. Exactly. Cool.
Yep.
But sorry, I didn't have my notes up, and now I have to get them because I don't remember what I need the stats on these guys. Okay, cool. Plus 2. Cool. Oh. It's gonna hurt. So the statue takes his spear. It's slow, and it's coming for you. And you realize you can get another hit in before he hits you.
So I will, feeling a small sense of panic at the lack of action.
Right. Because you're seeing
we'll
the spear come right for your head.
The spear's coming right.
Yeah, he's going to bring it down on your head. So you can you can run or you can hit him again.
Gorath's not the running. So yeah, he'll take another swing. This time with the body, with the full.
Like two-handed,
we'll
two-handed,
yeah,
magic bed torch. Cool. So roll two-handed, which is I'm forgetting all the rules. Two-handed.
There's +2 to damage.
Yes. So let's just call it D6 plus 1 plus strength. Also, might you be going for the spear? What part of his body are you going for? Because he's pretty tall, but you are too.
Made of stone. Does it really matter?
This would be again right at the.
I lost you again. Right at the.
Right at.
Right at the.
The face.
Cool. So the same thing happens. It's cool. Roll damage, which should be D6. What would we say? Plus 1. Three. Cool.
Ooh,
Cool. Awesome.
3. Oof.
And so the spear comes down. Oh, I have too many windows. Thankfully, it doesn't come right down on your head, but it kind of grazes your shoulder, and you take 5 damage. But like, it's a body hit because they're very strong, right? Like, you feel that one. It's I don't know. What's your hit? We'll talk about hit points in a bit because how many hit points do you have, Gorath?
I have 8.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
But you feel that one. Luckily, it didn't hit you right on the head. McMuffin, are you right behind him? Where are you?
I'm sort of just. I'm kind of in between the two. I didn't engage in a fight, but I'm sort of talking. Mm-hmm. I see what happens, and I say, Gorath, that's not smart. We were planning something. Don't do that.
So one thing.
Meanwhile, I go.
Oh, sorry.
Gorath, stop. And in my haste, I sort of look at Yulia. We got to think of something because I don't think we're gonna win in a physical fight.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with you. Like I said, he's, let's see, Gorlath is distracted. I mean, if they're busy engaging with Gorlath, they're probably not going to be quick enough to avoid us. Is it just the one statue that is engaging Gorlath, or are both of them attacking him?
No, just one. And you guys definitely noticed that basically you can get 2 punches in, or you could move, especially if you want to run. You might be able to get by. Now that he's distracted.
I see.
The distraction was good.
Okay.
If that's the case,
Go ahead.
then I say we just make a run for it. If you
Yep.
haven't already noticed, I'm the fastest person alive.
That is canon now. Now you're the
That is-
fastest man.
that is-
You are-
he's the fastest
You are the
person
Flash. So I recommend that McMuffin goes one way around and I go the other way around, and we just sort of bolt as fast as we can to
But what
get
about
out of
Gorath?
spear range. He's a half orc. He distracts them and he ducks out of there.
He'll just stay and fight both of them.
Well, yeah. Do you have an idea of how to convince a half orc not to attack statues? I don't.
I got an idea. Let me see something. And I go into my backpack. There has to be something I have. I say, look at it. This'll do. And I sort of pull out a bar of soap. And I say, this'll work. We'll figure it out. And,
I
okay.
totally
so,
believe you. I can't wait to see how this goes.
Me
so
too.
I book it. I just I sprint. And as I'm sprinting, I pick up the shovel and I say, I'm going to lie and say, I have a bomb. And I throw it as far as I can.
Bomb or a bob?
I'm armed with a bomb and I just throw it. Because, I don't know, the statues will look, and as they'll look at it probably. So I just throw it as far as I can.
It like hits one of them and just bounces off. They like slowly look at it.
Yep. Do I roll for that? Or
Roll
what do I roll? I
dex.
don't know.
Roll dex. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So I'd roll 2d6 then, plus
Yeah,
2?
2d6 plus dex.
Okay.
Wait, and which one are you throwing it at?
I'm throwing at the one that's not distracted, or at least not as distracted.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. Wow. These are
Yeesh.
rolls. It's a partial success.
Right. So that statue is grabs is slowly going for his belt, picking up a rock, and is about to hurl it at you.
Oh dear.
He's in the motion of hurling it.
Ah, I see. How big is this rock?
It's bigger than your head.
Oh! This is not
But
good.
again, they're slow, so I feel like
They
you have
are
enough
slow.
room to maneuver as the fastest man alive.
Do I hear that? Do I hear that out loud? You're the fastest man alive. You'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you have time to do one more thing before that rock comes at you.
I'm going to sprint even
GTFO.
faster to the staircase, and I say, "Gorath, I have a piece of your bed. Follow me." And I hold up. It's just soap because I don't know what he knows what this bed looks like. So I just say, "I have a piece of your bed." And as I say that,
Did McMuffin announce that he's throwing a bomb?
yes,
Did he say, I'm
he said it out loud, very clear. This is a distraction.
Do I see the supposed bomb land within my range?
I drew it at the other statue, so you probably would have seen something. It was just a piece of a shovel. Of the shovel that we had before.
That would be logical to assume.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's Gorath we're talking about.
I want to.
Yeah, so once McMuffin has completed his action, then Gorath will have a...
Okay. So I just book it after noticing the rock is going to get thrown in my face, and I just move even faster to the staircase. And as that happens, I don't know. Do I reach the staircase at least?
So
What do you-
So you were like halfway through the room. Are you running like around them or right through them?
Right through them.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
what
can't hit both. They can't hit me if I'm running right through them. They'll hit the other person.
Right, and that's cool. So I would say because you're the fastest man alive, you could definitely reach the stairs. Let's say.
Oh my gosh. And just as I get to the stairs, I say, Gorath, I think now it's time to go. I have your bed.
Right, and as you're saying that, the other one has pivoted he was throwing it at you, and he's going to try to hit you. Hold on one sec. Oh man, he hurls that thing at you, and it doesn't even come close.
Ha! You missed.
And it
I'm gonna
shatters
say,
against the wall.
in the
Sorry.
meantime, while both the statues are aiming. Sorry, what was that?
No, I just saying none shall pass my ass.
One shall pass. That's what they were saying that the whole time.
One shall pass.
I'm going to
fastest
say
man
that
alive
while
passes.
the two statues are aiming at other people, Yulia will take the opportunity to also bolt past them and go for the staircase.
That is a solid maneuver. And yeah, so the room was like 50, 60. You guys could definitely run 30 feet. So you were both at the staircase. But they are now both turned towards you and moving towards you. And
so
now
they're
their
not
back
focusing
is
on
to
Gorath anymore.
Yeah, they've turned already, and Gorath is behind them, so their backs are to him. What do you do?
Gorath?
Gorath?
Well, Gorath, at the moment, has heard someone say, "I'm throwing a bomb!" And then this object has landed relatively close to him, not directly, in front of him, but to the side of him. So Gorath, assuming that an explosion is impending, will try to jump roll to the side to put the statue between him and this bomb. And Gorath would use athletics to do the jump.
Wow. So what are you trying to do? I don't get it.
So you know how if you jump forward, you jump forward. Like I would jump off to the side and then do a roll so that I could kind of get back on my feet rather than just jump forward and go prone. So I jump forward and try and do a roll just to put the statue between me and what I perceive to be a bomb.
Got it.
Basically trying to shield myself from the explosion.
Okay, cool. And do you have athletics?
I do have athletics.
Awesome, cool. Roll it up. 7 is good. You can't fail with athletics unless you got a double 1. So that's cool. So you go. I mean, do you want to describe what you're doing? So you're doing your tuck and roll. Let's say the bomb, quote unquote, is like halfway between the statues and the stairs.
Okay.
So describe what you're doing, and then you still have another. You have another move after this.
So it would be jump rolling to put the statue between me and the bomb. And the statues. Where does that put me relative to the statue? Am I still behind it? Am I to the side?
So they had turned to go after your companions towards the stairs, and so they're headed towards the stairs. So they had turned their backs on you. So you're just like you're jump rolling through their basically legs or between them, and now you're in between the stairs, and your friends, and they're like the smart statue is like, is he trying to protect me from the bomb? He's very confused.
Gorath would, after successfully jumping through their legs, again assuming bomb, he thinks big explosion, will get up as he's getting up from this roll, begin to sprint to try and get to the staircase and kind of around the corner, and presses his back against the wall, and puts his fingers in his ears.
Awesome. No. So you run past the other two?
I run what?
I'm not. I was assuming that Yulia and McMuffin are standing on the staircase, motioning you on, and you run.
Yeah,
right
we're
past
looking.
them.
I sort of.
Come on.
I say, snap. Gorath, just follow us, okay? And I say that, and just run up the stairs.
Madly gesturing, come the hell on, and then running up the stairs.
Right, and
as he's running towards them, is like, take cover!
No. I didn't need him to actually do that. God, I forgot he's dumb. I said Yulia.
And he would, like, if they were still just standing there, he would just, like, keep going. And either, like, they move with him or they go move out of the way or you know, they impact a moving half-orc.
No, we're definitely hauling ass, or at least I am.
Yeah, I'm hauling ass.
Cool. So all three of you run right up the stairs through the there's like, you know, like a hallway door, but that's just like it's just like a hall entrance, just right up the stairs where you can't, like, right off screen into what we don't know. And that's a perfect time to end, I think.
I think so too.
I agree.
Well, yeah, that was a ton of fun, you guys. I really had a good time.
Me too.
Yeah.